Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hi, Jay.
Hello, Michael.
How are you, my friend?
Pleased to be with you.
Oh, it's nice. Feels so warm out. I love it.
Get out on your rocking chair?
No, not yet. But I was looking out the window going, this is nice. I like this. Dude, it's got to be like 65 out there. I actually just stepped outside. No?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
What is it?
It is patching crew season, though. Did you get held up coming over?
I have not yet,
Oh,
but
I've been sitting in traffic.
it's coming.
Dude, how bad is it?
Telegraph is pretty bad.
Yeah. What? I understand the whole
Patching season.
like water going into a crack in the ground and then icing over and expanding.
The freeze thaw, Mike.
Yes, I understand the nature of below freezing temperatures and then thawing temperatures.
Contraction.
But holy shit. Dude, some of those roads out there, Franklin Road, it's going to only get worse too. And have you guys taken my challenge yet and gone up to 14 and hung a right from Franklin Road?
No, I won't do it.
No.
Please. One day when you bring the truck
wait. I do that all the time.
to 14 and then turn right down. I think it's 14. No, from
Yes.
Inkster, not from Franklin Road. From Inkster, you got to go.
Oh, it's the dirt portion of
Yeah.
Not
Please do
doing
it.
I'm not doing that.
I ain't doing it. You got a big old F-150. You can handle that.
I do.
Yeah.
I love it, too.
I
Do you
know.
love yours, your purple truck?
I do.
Have we talked about the color of your
Yeah.
truck?
It's not purple. Stop it.
like
It's
red.
Purplish brown.
It claims on the key, the tag, and
Yeah,
it's
what do
like
they call
what
that?
year?
Glaze or something?
No, it's like magma or magma
That's right.
something.
We did talk about this.
But it does say it's like year, model, blah 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 on your keychain.
It
That
should
first
say
initial,
black.
and then it says color and it says red. And I was like, ooh, no,
It's definitely not.
I didn't buy a red
I
truck.
thought you were buying a black one.
Well, I knew I was getting a new color, and it was one of those where it was like
I like
dusk.
it personally.
Yeah, I do too. but it was like, oh, that looks black, and then there's something there. Like when the sunlight hits it, it's kind of this really dark. But it's like it looks way redder than I thought.
I gotta
But
be
I don't
honest,
hate it.
I gotta go with. I have more I gotta go with Jay on this. He's a salesman in the room here. I mean, he basically sold a car yesterday. So.
Oh, I know. I heard. I know.
You're welcome, Zopford. I do it every day with my reads.
I know.
Sure.
But
Yeah, I don't know what kind of magic you were talking down here, but
no, Jay Adams is here, and we're saying our goodbyes. He's like, yeah, I got to run over to
Someplace.
Some other dealer.
someplace Ford to pick up my truck. I'm like, oh, what? You getting an F-150? It's like, yeah, this and that, and I'm like, don't go there. Those guys are fags.
those guys are fags.
I'm like, no.
You heard what I was saying to you right earlier. You heard
Yeah.
these things I said.
I heard my Zot Ford
My
read,
read
right?
go right through you.
Yeah, so apparently he did head over to Zot Ford after our discussion and got a new F-150, so that's
Dude,
awesome.
I see a picture of him posted on social media, like with Hulk Hogan in the, if you go into Zot right now, they're at exit 98 in Holly. There's a giant like wrestler guy, and there's Jay Adams like sizing him up. I'm like, did this have something to do with our guys? It turns out it sure as fuck did. And Jay, like he and I were texting like last night and this morning. He's like, man, I got to just tell you again. Really, thanks to Jay and E, and blah, 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 and you guys for pointing me to Zot Ford. Those guys were amazing. Can't believe I drove off with a new truck. I'm like, what'd you get, the F-150? He's like, yep, and I love it. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, yeah, you fit into a truck more than I do. I said, I love mine, and we were going back and forth because apparently we got the same truck. I don't know if his is magma red or whatever, or what he got, but yeah, we knew the guys over there, Anthony.
Take care of you, man.
Hell yeah, and Gabara, of course they're going to take care of him.
As you know, gentlemen, the Ides of March, they are smiling down, and that means Gabara and the lovely leprechauns at Zot Ford and Holly are sharing their pot of gold with all of our lucky listeners. Lease a new 19 Ford all-wheel drive Escape or a new 19 Ford EcoSport as low as $82 a month. Or you could lease that 19 Ford Edge or new 19 Ford F-150 Super Crew 4x4, just like Jay Adams did at $97 a month. Zot Ford keeps the green in your pocket. Take advantage of these charming payments before they disappear.
I don't want to sound like an unwoke bae, but God, watching The Price is Right, as I'm known to do from time to time, you never know what you're going to see on that show. And this has probably been going on for a while. I will say I haven't watched The Price is Right since I was sick last in, 11th grade or something. Male models now.
What?
What? I even watch once in a while, but I haven't missed this.
Yeah.
The Showcase Showdown is now presented by male models?
I didn't get that far.
I had no idea.
It was like, with
Barker's Beauties?
Yes, right? Barker's Beauty. There was one famous one that sued, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know
'cause he
if
was
Barker
banging him.
Was Barker using that long microphone to penetrate them or
Maybe,
something?
that might be.
But whatever he was doing.
Diane, right?
Is it
Diane.
Diane? Maybe. There was one
There was
more.
Holly, Diane. I watched a lot of Prices Right as a
guess
kid.
so.
11 a.m. Channel 2, baby.
Hell yeah. I think it was Diane, and they would wear those one-piece bathing suits that were cut way too high up the crotch and the hips.
So that's the guy, huh?
Yes. They're like, you can win a new car, ba-da-ba, and they
And there's a
things.
guy in a J. Crew sweater presenting it.
There's a fucking dude, and he's like, huh? And I'm like, no.
No.
And then they give a prize away. Can they stop giving this prize away, by the way? Because it just turns into a giant coat hanger. It's like, a new home gym. It's like anybody that wants or needs a home gym already has one. Giving them one is not going to motivate them to work out.
Yeah.
No. And there he is in a tank top with just shredded as he's like doing the little fucking push-up thing or whatever.
Push-up. He's mocking a bench press.
A bench press.
And he calls it a push-up.
Yeah, he's pushing up the bench.
Yeah.
But they used to have the girls do that with just slightly less weight on it. It's like,
Dude, I did think that actually. I don't know why. I was over here for some reason, and I watched the Showcase Showdown here. And dude, I saw that like them give away the home gym. And for one, I didn't even think the home gym was that good that they happened to give away. And I was just like, no one's gonna fucking want a home gym. Nobody gets to the fucking Showcase Showdown and wants the home gym.
Wouldn't you rather have that than a dining room set?
That's
the
true
fuck
too.
the dining room set too.
That's true too.
Aren't you immediately eBaying all this shit?
Yeah, most people
Even the car, don't you just take it and sell it immediately?
Yeah.
I think a lot of them, you
Pay
can
the
just take the cash
taxes on
value
it.
too. That's the other thing. You don't even have
The
to take.
taxes are through the roof.
Yeah.
If you go to Los Angeles and open the papers to the classifieds,
Just
half the
filled-
shit is like game show prizes. Like things they've won on various game shows are all up for sale. Yeah, I won a fucking fridge and a washer and dryer set on The Price is Right. Here it is.
Janice Pennington, Diane Parkinson, and Holly Hallstrom. Those
Diane
are the three I
Parkinson.
remember.
Diane Parkinson is the one that
Wasn't
I
she
think
in
was the-
Playboy too?
maybe, and she was the most famous one.
Yeah.
That's not
I
her
think-
specific. I'm just pulling one.
No, these are
Yeah,
after
black
Barker.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
these,
no,
these
they
were
didn't.
after.
Okay.
There's a whole set after the originals, but
Okay.
yeah, Janice, Diane, and Holly were the originals.
They were all whites, right? Didn't they
were
only
whites.
have whites back in the early days?
Yeah.
Were they all blondes even?
Two of them were blonde, and Holly had like the reddish brownish hair.
Okay, they got a token reddish brownish hair in there. Yeah, and so yeah, there's Barker's beauties, and that one on the left, E, if you can blow it up and move it over, I think that's the one. Is that her on the left, Diane?
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
so.
I think so. Yeah, so they got male models now. The women must have bitched because it must be probably, I don't want to be sexist here either, Jay, but mostly house moms that were watching The Price is Right.
Right.
Sick kids and house moms. And so maybe they're like, I want some eye candy to stare at. And so they got my man up there. And
Wow, that's
and it's disturbing. It's disturbing. Yeah. So at least you know now when you go in there, you're not going to be shocked. By the way, they're adding new games, and I don't know if I'm crazy about that.
Tell me they still have the yodeler.
I have seen the yodeler.
Yodelay.
Where do you stand on Plinko?
Oh, come on, man!
I know.
What do you mean? Where do I stand on
That's
Plinko?
everyone wanted Plinko.
Best game you could ever
I
get.
know because it requires no skill.
You
The
could win
ones
25K, man.
they've got a new
It
car
does
one-
require skill because you have to earn your Plinko chips.
Right.
Well, that's true.
You only
yeah.
get a certain amount of Plinko chips unless you earn more.
Well, they have this car one where it's like they give you a number like 20, so you know the car's $20,000, and it's like, or they give you the first number, so it's it's 20 something thousand, and so then they give you an option of 1 and 3.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
new.
like well, it's a different version of it. I know I've seen this style of game, but it is a little different.
That trick they use in a lot of games where you go
Yeah.
high or low.
Yeah. And this bitch sucked. She didn't get anything right. She had like one thing. They're like, well, we give you one fail, and then it was like she's got all these things. She's like 21,363. Ding ding ding. She fucking wins a car anyways. But some guy got screwed, and it was like, hey, an electric coffee heating machine. And I'm like, it's not a coffee pot? No, it's an electric coffee
heating
warming machine. And they're like, is the price higher or lower than $49? And I'm like, I have no idea. It could be $10, could be $180. I have no idea. And he got every one of them wrong, which stinks because he had that cool one where you get to punch through the weak paper.
Yeah.
And then
I
you
like
get to
that
pull
one.
out,
Yeah.
they got like
It was great too.
$5,000, $1,000. They got a few $100.
Why reinvent the wheel? Those are great games, man.
I know, but he's up there now. It's like, oh, I want to punch that paper. I want to spin the wheel to see how
Yes,
heavy it
and
is.
You want to punch the paper.
I want to punch the paper, and I want to do the Plinko. Those are the things, if I could get on the set, I
sure.
want to do. And the Yodeling guy would be a nice touch,
Dude,
too.
the only time I ever did a show, quote unquote, in Vegas. I went to with my brother was living there, and he gave us a choice. And one you could do was Price is Right live, and I was like, fuck yes, the Price is Right live, because one, you get a chance if you
You'd
go.
be great if you made it on.
Well, you get a chance to get called up, like so you technically could win prizes, and two, you still get to watch it. But they would let you at the end. They would say, if anyone wants to stick around, you can pay $20 or something and
spin the wheel.
Come, yes. And I didn't do it for some. I didn't have money back.
Was it
dude,
the
I had
actual
no
like
cash
Price
back.
is Right
No, it's
crew,
not the
or is it?
actual.
No, God, no.
We're in Vegas,
God, no.
dude.
Well, see, it's
It's
not
a
the real
replica.
wheel.
It's a replica.
Well, I mean, it's probably pretty much the same as far as the wheel's
Well,
concerned.
it better be exact. I want to know, man, because
but they
people
do that.
look like they're really challenged.
Dude, they travel that around sometimes. It's been. I've seen it up at like. Where's that? The casino by CMU, whatever that one is, and stuff like that.
Soaring
And
Eagle?
I would recommend it, man. It was fun, dude. And like I said, you
Next time you
technically
see it's
could get
coming to
pulled
town,
out.
let's do it. I want to go spin the wheel. I want to see what.
And you
that
get your
feels
name
like.
tag. Like that's the thing. If you buy a ticket and you're in the audience, you still do get a little name tag that looks like the Price is Right and shit.
Hell
so.
yeah. Yeah, I want to do it, but the paper punching one, this guy only got one, and he won like $1,000 or something, which was fine. But that one, you want 5 punches in there.
Oh my God.
It's like,
well, you got to earn them.
I wonder if you could ask, like, once they go to commercials, clearly, like, okay, we're at commercials. Can I just punch these things anyway? Like, I understand I don't win the money, but
I know.
Like,
I realize too. I have no fucking idea what things cost. So like, here, a can of tomato soup, and I'm like, $15. I think $15. Like 49 cents. Like, oh yeah. A new toaster. That's got to be $325. It has to be. It has to be.
I mean, it toasts
It
bread.
toasts. Yeah, it makes it fucking go from flimsy to toasted and well smeared with butter. But this has got to be $1,000 item. Like $39. Ooh, I need to go shopping, or at least go pay attention when I go shopping. Anyway, I've waited long enough, Jay. We're already getting into the fucking 2020 stuff already. Are we already getting into the
dude? No, we don't have to do this. We don't have to do this.
Elizabeth Warren? We're getting rid of the Electoral College. Can she possibly mean that?
Dude, no, people do mean that, dude. There's this hashtag yesterday on Twitter called like things I should get rid of or what. I always search them because I try to find funny jokes or whatever. I try to make jokes off the hashtags. And dude, there was so many. I sometimes scroll and see what other people's doing, and there was so many that were saying that. And man, I don't.
Well, everybody's
they're
pissed 'cause
just
it
dumb.
hit
Though.
'em in the
Yeah,
ass this last
right.
one.
I understand.
The last couple, I mean, 2 out of the last 3, I think, were decided by that. But do people know what the point is, or like
No,
what that
they don't
would mean?
know.
Does anybody care?
They don't realize that what would happen is if you didn't have it, all those people would have to do is go to New York and LA, and that's the election every time.
Yeah, I mean, sounds simple, right? But no, she's calling for that reparations. We're talking reparations, dog. Really? We're just gonna start cutting checks to people?
I know, that's
some of the shit I'm hearing is just
that one's not very
hilarious.
well thought out. I don't think
The reparations
Yeah.
one, yeah, like who gets it?
Well, that's
Does
a great
newborn get it?
platform, though. If you just go out, I mean, Bernie, did just go out and say everything's going to be free. Well, who wouldn't be like, fuck yeah?
Yeah,
they all do it. Trump promised a lot too.
I know. They all do. You're right.
Well, it's getting a huge ovation though on the road. This type of thing, where it's like we need to do away with the Electoral College because and they try to spin it like it's racist.
Racist.
The way the Electoral College is set up is racist and it's voter suppression, and it's like that the Electoral College was set up for just the opposite, to prevent that type of voting discrimination and so that minorities would have a bigger say.
Well, and so they have to pretend to go to Iowa and give it they don't give a shit about Nebraska, but they at least have to go there and try to pretend they do for a little bit.
Yeah. We have to have national voting where every vote counts and blah blah blah. And I just for a simple civics lesson, I just pulled up the Electoral College and briefly how it works, just so people understand what the founding fathers intended when it was. They invented a system that would establish a democracy while protecting minority rights. Crazy. They created the Electoral College to protect the residents of the smallest states, and they rejected government. By simple majority because plebiscites.
You're looking at the word.
No, it's the fancy word for the whole country votes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Historically have been the tool of dictatorships, not democracies. So you get a big pile of people in one spot to fucking take on a majority, then they can just start overruling people. There you go. That's the birth of a dictatorship, not a democracy. To win the presidency, the candidate must receive a majority of the electoral votes. To determine how many electoral votes a state has, take the number of each of the state's representatives, U.S. reps, add 2, represents the senators for each state, Even the residents of the smallest states have a minimum of 3 electoral votes. There you go. It gives a little more electoral power to racial minorities, such as blacks and Hispanics, and thus is important in helping to achieve racial justice because these minorities tend to live in large cities of the bigger states. Their votes are important in tilting all the electoral votes of their state, thus encouraging candidates of both parties to appeal for their votes. A purely popular vote would encourage some states, California, New York, Florida, to change their voting requirements. And people don't talk much about that. There's nothing to prevent a state from going, you know what, we're lowering the voting age in our state to 16. So if all of a sudden you give a shitload more weight to California or New York, where you got a tiny island in New York that houses 8 million people, you know, you think about that in context versus Detroit, which is, what, 500,000 people? You know, you can imagine how much weight goes to that. And so you start dropping the voter age, and all of a sudden you get a lot more voters. Now you got even more weight. The people in the middle of the country don't even matter anymore. And so that's the fear with it. So, you know, it's kind of like when Hillary was whining and bitching about everything, and it's like, you know, that's why they play 7 games in the World Series, and you don't just go, well, they scored more runs. Yeah, you won 4 games, and they only won 3 games, but technically we scored more runs, so we should have won. No, that's waiting too much on one fucking, you know, amalgamous game, you know, where it's like 11-0, and then the other team wins 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. You wouldn't count the 11 runs as deciding the series.
And that's kind of during a series when that happens, doesn't it? You want your team to save some of their runs.
I know.
Like, no,
baseball is baseball the only
isn't that
sport
funny?
That
I thought
that?
it's 7-1. You're like, if we could have just saved a couple of those home
Dude,
runs.
I think about it if I'm
Guys,
going to a game the next day. If I'm going to go like the Tigers.
I think about it only in the playoffs.
Okay.
We're in the fucking 9th inning, and it's like, guys, it's 12-1. What are you still batting for? Just bunt. Just swing it air. What are you wasting the hot bats for? Thought I was the only idiot that.
No, I do that too.
It's so funny, as if that matters. And then the other asswipe who I'm having a blast with is Beto on his apology tour. Is this dude for real?
Well, we talked about him apologizing for that gaffe he made about his wife, right? His wife taking on the lion's share of duties, raising their kids.
Misogynistic and
sexist. And then he apologized for being a white male and getting out of his convictions, because that's the way he's going to like play his convictions, right? Everybody knows he had a DUI, and then he was breaking and entering or some shit, or some criminal trespass.
I've been arrested twice in my life.
But the way he plays it out is like, yeah, you know, I totally learned from it, and moreover, you know, what I saw was a system that you know was slanted toward me and my whiteness, and I wouldn't have had the same experience.
What he's
after
talking
that
about
if it weren't for my whiteness.
But his whiteness, what he means is my parents could afford to bail me out. And so if your family can't afford to bail you out and you just sit there for 30 days in jail because no one can bail you out, it's a system that's rigged. It's like, well, no one prevented you from bailing yourself out. You just didn't have the means. I don't know. But watching this guy, I mean, even liberals are starting to go, okay, this is a bit ridiculous now. I mean, he's going to the point like, well, yeah, obviously I will more than likely have a female running mate as a VP candidate because, I mean, there's the brilliance that is coming from these women. I mean, it's unbelievable. So they're so talented, all of them. Yeah, here's the guy that's interviewing about, is this about his white privilege, or is this about the misogynistic view and his wife?
I think it might be about both.
Is it about both? Okay, let's see what
I know he definitely talks about his wife.
Said, what is this, a live podcast somewhere?
Yeah, maybe.
And dude, I think you're right, Jay. No military. What the fuck was I thinking? I could have sworn, like, okay,
I don't know much about him. So
to Beto O'Rourke was okay. He was a guy that served his country and da 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 da. And
there must be some. I don't know much about him. There must be something that, or maybe just they say white middle-aged housewives love the guy. I don't know.
Yeah,
that doesn't shock me.
He looks in shape and he's kind of young and he's on a skateboard. He's not going to use the F word anymore, by the way. He's done doing that because some people were like,
pulling a J.
Do you really have to use that strong language? Because he was, you know. Yeah, we fucking almost won.
Yeah, good luck, Beto. I tried that too. I got about 3 months though, man.
But
he's a politician. He's gonna have. He knew.
Yeah. I don't know how he pulls it up. Well, go ahead. You can play this. Check about
how would you respond to that, or what did that moment teach you? Yeah, it's absolutely valid criticism, and it's constructive criticism.
Sure,
it has already made me a better candidate. Not only will I not say that again, but I'll be much more thoughtful going forward in the way that I talk about our marriage, and also the way in which I acknowledge the truth of the criticism
Stop for a
that I have
second.
enjoyed white privilege.
To be clear, the dude said, "Hey, you know, my wife, man, I mean, she's done a great job. Like most of the child rearing duties have fallen to her. I've barely done anything."
It was
one of those. Every husband in America has said something like that.
Oh my God!
Like, oh my God, dude, I barely do half of what my wife does in terms of at home.
It's not.
She does.
And you're not saying I'm a piece of shit. What you're doing is propping the wife up as like, hey guys, you know, I'm out here doing very little. This is the real hero.
Yes.
Let's be honest. My wife is the real hero here. You know, I help out when I can, but
and you always sort of couch it in like, I couldn't do half the job she does. Like I could say, I have said that about Gab. You know, like, dude, my kids, I know, my kids wouldn't be half the kids they are if it were me in charge versus her in charge most of the time.
I mean, we saw what happened with your eggs and
caveman.
chicken.
I know, dude. I got left alone for a week and I ate fucking 19 breasts of chicken
and 72 eggs,
69 eggs,
69 eggs. That's what happened.
That's what I fed my kids.
And that's what he did. You know, he's basically like, you know, when I'm out of town, you know, with Congress and stuff, I mean, I help out when I can, but the real hero is Amy over here. And people are like,
what?
Sexist son of a bitch.
You distinguish between sexes is what you did, Beto.
Yeah.
Like, even though it favored her and it favored women in general, you made a distinction between male, female, husband, wife. How dare you, sir?
What a monster. And he's going to speak for our country. Think again, sir, with an attitude like that. But Beto, here's the problem. You come off as twice the pussy when you don't just go up on stage and go, oh my God, people, seriously. This was tongue-in-cheek as shit. You should all know that. Sorry, I'm not supposed to be swearing anymore. I'm not allowed to do that.
Yeah, this is a guy who a month ago was Mr. Fuck Guy, right?
Fuck yeah. Yeah, we lost, but fuck that, man. We almost won and shit. Yeah.
But now this is him.
I'm rad.
This is him.
Yeah. No, it was a learning moment, and yeah. He said he called Amy to get some insight. Like, what was the landmine I stepped in? What did I do wrong, Amy? She said, look, I know what you were trying to say, which is here I am in El Paso. I'm working. I'm also taking on the lion's share of the responsibility of raising our children. And you were trying to acknowledge that in your comments. She's saying, I'm working. I'm also taking on the lion's share of responsibility of raising our children. You were trying to acknowledge that in your comments, but it came off sounding a little flip. I'd be like, okay, hon, I got to go. Fuck off. Click. And, you know, this is a serious thing. It's a very, very serious thing we're dealing with here. And I think you should treat it seriously. So I thought about it, and I thought, wow, it was great advice, you know, advice that I'm going to follow. You know, so he's got to think now before he does and says anything. He's taken heat in the past for his frequent use of profanity in Sunday in Wisconsin. That's when he told reporters, I do not intend to use the F word going forward. Well, that makes me want to vote for him. What does he stand for, by the way? Does anyone?
I have no idea. He raised $6.5 million in his first day, though, after announcing, which is unbelievable.
Yep, he raised Bernie
was like 4.5 or something.
Kamala
1.5, I think.
Yep.
So he's
just
killed.
racist.
Huh?
Kamala Harris only raising 1.5. That's racist.
All the white people were holding their money back for Beto.
Beto. I mean, yeah. And Beto, honestly, if you are really this woke of a bae, and I don't doubt that you are, you sound like an absolute pussy to me, so I assume you are that woke. Don't you think it'd be better, Beto, if you're listening, that you step aside and not even, why would you even possibly take the seat of someone clearly more qualified than you? Like, I don't know, a lady or a black, a gay?
If Beto's honest with himself, he's running for VP.
Well, he should, even if he wins the presidency, he's so woke, he should just go, well, I've got a lesbian female that I'd like to introduce to you, Madam President. And they just switch roles because it's the woke thing to do. I mean, doesn't it almost say like, well, yeah, of course I'd have a female VP. I mean, they're so talented. Not talented enough to be president, you know, but I can get her there. And then you guys can maybe see her talents.
Boy, that is quite a conundrum he finds himself in.
If I go to his events, I'm going to fucking chime in and be like, Mr. Beto, Robert.
Will you apologize for running against women?
Against women? I mean, don't you think haven't white men had enough? Haven't they been in charge long enough? Why would you stand up there and try to take and make it harder? As if women and blacks, minorities and the gay have not gone through enough. Things have not been hard enough for them. Why are you purposely making it harder? Outraising money that could go to help them.
The gay.
Well, you know, I mean, you know.
The gay.
You don't sound very woke to me, Beto. You sound like another fucking obstacle for females and the gay and the les to go through to get on top. And I don't appreciate it, sir. Shame on you.
Well, here he's about to further apologize for his whiteness, right? Is it?
Yeah.
His privilege?
Well, he knows.
That's where it goes.
Privileged son of a bitch.
Absolutely. Undeniable. As I shared with others, and certainly became a topic of conversation in the Senate campaign, I have been arrested twice in my life. One for attempted criminal trespass and another more graver offense of driving while intoxicated.
Yeah, right.
Those mistakes didn't end up defining me
think
or
he
narrowing
fled the
my
scene,
options in life. And it's not
really?
because I'm a great person, I'm a genius, or I figured anything out. A lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm a white man. That I had parents who had the cash to bail.
Yes.
Finally.
A lot of people
Yes.
don't have that. And I don't think I really recognized or understood that until I met those.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, people didn't have those opportunities that I did. I want to know, did he just kind of breeze by that whole breaking and entering runaway
I want to
thing?
know more about that.
Yeah. Like,
Attempted criminal trespass? What's that all about?
did you say fleeing afterwards?
Yeah, I think I heard he fled
Wow.
the scene after his DUI.
So he broke, after his DUI?
Yeah, he hit somebody.
Oh,
He
shit.
hit somebody, then
Wait.
fled. Look it up, Bees. It's Bing.
Okay,
I don't want to cast aspersions on this fine presidential candidate. It's not accurate.
I don't know much about him except that women find him handsome and he's very, very woke.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. And that his parents were really, really rich and that he went to like a really good college and he didn't have to pay for anything.
And you go to Cornell or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to some really nice college and, had that whole experience. But, that was good enough for him. He's still able to take advantage of all those, privileges that he got. And you know what? For the record, Beto, not all of us whiteys out there got this extreme privilege that you did,
Beto.
Sir Beto.
Hey, this segment, it's brought to you by Mayer and Company Accountants. Now's the time to call Kyle Mayer, by the way. You need to file with Kyle. If you dread handling your personal or business taxes as much as you dread hearing already about electoral candidates for 2020, well, then let Kyle Mayer handle it all for you. Kyle's a pro. You can trust him. Don't waste your time trying to figure out all those damn numbers, forms, deductions, etc. Leave it all to Kyle. Call him today, 248-521-0016. And I'm seeing on social media and via email that people are digging Kyle again this year. So call him, 248-521-0016. It's not too late.
Kyle took very good care of me for sure last year. He's great. He's incredibly inexpensive. Some would say too inexpensive. And he really, he'll come to your house. He doesn't give a shit. He does not want to go home. He's got a bunch of kids there. Fuck that. I'd rather be on the road at your place and do your taxes. He's great. Call him up. Now, we love to do this, throw these words around, sexist, misogynist, talking about women. And I love when these land, a 1940s guide to help male bosses. And this is a deal with female employees.
Oh, okay.
Because there's an influx of them. And with International Women's Month or Women's Day, these were coming out. These were like, oh, yeah. This pamphlet made by the Radio Corporation of America, RCA. The manual was, given to bosses all over working in factories and whatnot because the men were out doing men jobs, like, I don't know, fighting Nazis and stuff. And so you had an influx of women having to take up some of these jobs. And it was like, what do we do? See, I got all these women around. What am I supposed to do?
The Anthony Cumia 1940s guy voice.
Yeah, I've been doing that for 20 years. Thank you. The manual was made.
Oh, did Anthony steal it from you?
Are you claiming that I stole that that voice?
No, that just reminds me of it.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were saying like I stole it.
Who stole it? Did Anthony steal it or did you steal it?
Dude, it's in every 1940s and 50s video you see. Yeah, see? That's where that's from. So it's made in response to the women going into the factories, titled When You Supervise a Woman. And it's detailed how men should go about integrating female employees into the workplace. I gotta be honest, like, we've done some of these that are really fucking sexist, and I can refresh your memory with the Good Wife, the 1955's Good Wife Guide, which is always a treat to rehash. But this one is, so when you supervise a woman, make clear her part of the process or product. Make clear her part in the process or product in which she works.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with some of these. I gotta be honest with you. Allow for her lack of familiarity with the machine process. See that her working setup is comfortable, safe, and convenient.
No problem yet.
Start her right by kindly and careful supervision. Start her right by kindly and careful supervision.
With kindly, careful supervision.
Yeah, that's a typo then. I don't know. Avoid horseplay or kidding. She may resent that. Don't give her the old, give her an old noogie.
Titty twister, you know?
Don't give her a titty twister, folks. She may resent that. Suggest rather than reprimand. You all know what those ladies are like, folks.
Suggest rather than reprimand so they don't cry? Is that the implication?
I guess, yeah. When she does a good job, tell her so. A little patronizing. Good girl, look at you doing
Yeah,
it.
but this could apply to men, right? I mean, the same thing. Could any of these not apply to a new male employee?
They could.
Think about that as
Not
you go down.
so
this.
far,
Right?
I would say. I mean, I would.
Well, is there any so far? Let's
Not really. I don't
avoid horseplay or kidding. She may resent it. No man would resent the horseplay and stuff. That's a little bit, but I hear you. Listen to and aid her in her work problems.
No problem there.
Okay.
Male, female.
We're on the same page. I thought you were gonna be like, this is outrageous. Damn male privilege. Limit her hours to 8 a day and 48 a week if possible.
Okay.
Sounds fine for I agree with that too. Arrange brief rest periods in the middle of each shift.
No problem.
Dude, I
when do we
definitely
get to the menstruation part?
right.
Yeah. Try to make nourishing foods available for lunch periods.
No problem.
Right.
This story is titled Sexist 1940s Guide to Help Male Bosses Work with Female Employees Offers Patronizing
What the
Advice.
hell, man?
I know, right? Try to avoid. Oh wait. Try to provide a clean place to eat lunch away from her workplace. Make pure and cool drinking water accessible.
Yeah, that sounds good for everybody
Yeah, I
involved.
want that
Across the
too.
board.
I wouldn't want to be at a fucking assembly line and now I'm having to eat my sandwich right there on the line. Like,
See that the toilet and restrooms are clean and adequate.
I would love it.
Guys,
In
we
places
don't-
I went to, that was the case.
Is there anything worse than going into a restroom and it's just a fucking? It's like, dude, this thing's been in action since the 30s, and I don't think anyone's ever cleaned it
Picturing
once.
the Jeans Hardware restroom. Oh my God! Have
Yeah.
we ever discussed that on there?
I don't know that we have. In fact,
my
I've blocked most of it out of my memory.
I
think
had
that you
never
have.
seen anything like it, dude. At that age, like I hadn't encountered something like that. You know,
No.
I'd been to rest area things and stuff like that, weird truck stops, and yeah, there was some gross stuff. But dude,
Some
dude,
gross stuff.
Jeans Hardware.
Jeans was bad. I'm trying to remember how bad because there was one upstairs too. You're talking about the downstairs
Yeah,
one.
the
in
one
the
downstairs. It was tiny and it
Yeah.
was fucking gross.
What was? See, I've encountered at various rest stops. Have you encountered the broken toilet seat where it's missing like, where part of your thigh would be resting
No, I
on the
have not seen
porcelain? The ones that I love are the ones where the dust has built up so thick, like you can't even wipe it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
On
Whose
toilets?
job was it
Yes.
to clean the bathrooms at Jeans
Yeah,
Hardware?
you know, we never had to. That was one thing we never had to do.
So I'm just wondering, somebody.
I don't think anybody had that task.
No, clearly they forgot to assign that
Yeah.
task. Someone was probably supposed to do that. They just never got around to telling anyone. Because I love a good clean toilet.
There were plenty of us assholes there who could have done that if ordered, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it would have
but
been like,
none
who was
of-
the biggest dick today? You
Yeah,
get to
but
clean
none
the
of us
toilet.
did, dude.
Yeah.
I think it just was never cleaned.
And then all it takes is really one good cleaning, and then once a day you just kind of wipe up a few things. You know, it's that first initial cleaning.
Oh, God.
That's the
deep
brutal
clean.
one. Yeah. And I think we all respect that. Is there anything better than when you go into a bathroom at a strange place, whether at a restaurant or
You take
and you're
note,
like-
don't you? When it's
and
like, this is
Fuck
lovely.
yes, I know places-
It is
is
goddamn lovely.
spectacular.
Yes.
Look what they've done for me. Someone clearly cared.
Have you guys been to those new porta-johns where they'll have them at like nicer events?
Yes.
Where they almost look homey. You get in there and
Yes.
there's like a faux granite countertop. There's a picture on the wall of a flower in a vase.
I have
Stuff
not.
like-
I've
No,
seen
you've not
the.
seen this?
I've
Oh, they
seen
got
the,
air conditioning in
Yeah.
some of these, man.
What?
Yes.
Yeah,
the
they have
porta shitters?
like a regular sink faucet. And
Yeah.
everything. It makes you think it's like a little homey area.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I have not seen those. I have seen.
They're usually VIP areas.
Yeah,
right?
they are.
They have the. Yeah, right.
When I go to Movement, they have them, and they're incredible.
You guys have seen the ones that are bigger, like wheelchair
Yeah.
accessible or whatever, those
Yep.
ones. And every time I'm in one, because those are the first ones I go to. When I go in there, though, I'm like, there's no fucking way a wheelchair dude's getting in here. How does this work for him?
With the springy door, you mean? The door would just shut on him?
And the spring is way too hot.
It is very
It's just
hot.
whap.
It's looking to hurt someone.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's spring loaded like a gun firing. Those are terrible.
God, I remember when I was at one of those music festivals, there was a porta johns, and it was like something in Son's porta johns, and I just thought, oh my God, like what if you're the son and your dad's like, yep, you're gonna follow on in dad's footsteps of selling porta potties and taking care of porta potties.
That's a great observation. And
Blake
Sons.
and Sons porta potties.
Poor Sons.
It's just there for you as an option. You know what I mean? He probably got the kid in at 8 years old. He was,
right.
Doing his thing.
Do you think there's got to be
one day,
places...
son? This will all be yours.
It's the only business I've ever known.
Well, I was gonna say, don't you think there must be businesses that do and Sons, just thinking that they'll have cachet, like that people are like, well, it's and Sons.
Yeah, it seems really established, right?
Yeah.
It's at least 2 generations.
But and Sons, couldn't it be like dad went into that business, but he's got a son? I mean, couldn't it really be first generation? It's like
That's what
it
Ye's
could
point
be.
is. Yeah.
That's my point, though. I'm saying that
Yeah.
if you were to go in as a new business, I think if I were to start a new business, I would just say, even though I don't even have a kid, I would just say it's and Sons.
It immediately sounds 25 years old.
Right?
at least 25 years old. Can you say family-owned tradition or something like that without really explaining? Family-owned since 1906 is impressive, but family-owned tradition since last month when we got our permit.
It's funny. I will see that with restaurants sometimes now, and sometimes it's just us getting older. And as people, you get older, and I'll say I'll be like, "Oh, we've been here for 10 years," and suddenly I'm like, 2016 or 2006. Oh, wow.
Be 2009 now.
Or whatever. I mean, but the point is, like, when I see that been here
calling out
since
10 years. Right.
and it's like,
Sometimes not really impressive, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's nothing. It's not brag worthy.
no, I think you've got to be at least 20 before you can put on like your menu or something like 20 years.
I mean, is that kind of what Father and Sons did?
We're father and sons.
Da-da-da-dum, give us a call. Because Father and Sons doesn't say like, oh, generations have gone by. Father and Sons just says
just
like,
be a dad
I'm a
and a
guy.
son.
I've got 2 kids. I got 2 boys.
They do it all, Mike.
Well, they had those cool cartoon commercials, right?
Yeah.
They always had those dynamic. The dad had the gray mustache indicating
Hell
he's
yeah.
the elder
Sure.
of the 2 workers. And then the younger son, he was vital.
Sure.
And ready to hammer things.
When do you think it's appropriate and impressive enough to be able to go established such and such? At what point? Because I've seen some that are really pushing the limit. Established 1992. You're like,
Depends on what kind of business.
Yeah, I
it
was
is.
just going to say,
Premature for
maybe
an
it depends on what
established-
kind of business it is, maybe.
yeah, maybe.
We're father and son. There they are, man.
Do it all.
Get them in their flannel shirts, ready to get at it.
Oh, shit, that music. Your music is
Dude,
playing.
this is a classic, like
Yeah.
Channel 50 commercial growing up.
There we go.
You might see Dietrich Furs from the Dietrich family, and then it just whip into we're father and son.
Give us a. It's great because they paid someone like a jingle company.
Yeah.
There are jingle companies out there. This is from '86.
Oh, shit.
Go ahead and play it. E.
Yeah.
Yeah, this shit is stuck, man.
We're father and son, so when it comes to modernizing, you want them. No job's too big, no job's too small. We're father and son, we'll do it all.
I would like to argue they're probably...
Shut up, E.
Siding, garage, or a porch, you'll be amazed and delighted by our low prices. No job's too big,
No job's too small.
We're father and son, give us a call.
Call for a free estimate.
Don't you argue that there would have been a job that was too small for father and...
Wait, are they outside of Michigan? I thought they were.
No shit. I thought there was a
I
Detroit
thought there was a local
area.
thing. That was not a Detroit area. That was 312. Close.
Serious? Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Where the hell is Father and Sons
It's like,
from?
It's like Mr. Handyman or something. It's a national brand. I had no idea.
Goddamn
I
roto
feel-
rooter of the construction world.
I feel bamboozled in a
I
way.
do too.
Wool has been pulled all these years.
Who knew? They pulled it off well, though. Those damn father. They're still around, right?
I
Dad
doubt
and
it.
son, living in an ivory tower somewhere. Anyway, back to my the women. So give me my other music back. Key. So toilet. We left off with the toilets need to be clean and adequate.
Yep.
So watch work hazards, moving machinery, dust and fumes, improper lighting, careless housekeeping.
Why is this patronizing in any way? It's not.
Provide properly adjusted work seats.
Right, unless, like
good
Jay
ventilation.
said, unless we're going to get to the periods, like something like that, where it's like, You know,
Yeah.
I don't. It's something with
Take your
periods.
messy vagines outside and let them drip there.
Yeah.
Right.
When she's on the rag, you're going to want to avoid her like the plague.
Grab an oil pan, ladies.
There's 3 of them. We've got an oil pan room over there. You just stand and drip out 15 minutes an hour.
Right. If we're not going to hear that, then this is just bullshit.
Recommend proper clothing for each job. If she shows up in high heels, you might want to let her know to wear proper tennis shoes. So, proper clothing for each job. Safe, comfortable shoes. Try to provide lockers and a place to change to work clothes. Would appreciate this. Alive bosses gave me this much respect.
I know.
Relieve a monotonous job with rest periods. If possible, use music during fatigue periods. Have a job breakdown for her job. Consider her education, work experience, and temperament in assigning her to that job. Temperament?
This is all gender neutral.
Yeah. Try out her capacity for and familiarity with the work. Let's see. Place her in a group of workers with similar backgrounds
Yeah.
and interests.
Sounds good. Oh, interest. I don't know. Whatever.
Be sure she knows the location of restrooms, lunch facilities, and dispensaries.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Don't change her shift too often, and never without notice.
No one likes
Some
that.
guy got read the fucking riot act when he told old Dottie she was moving to a new station. To find out what women workers think and want. So finally, call on a trained woman counselor in your personnel department to find out what women workers think and want. Who could figure these time bombs out?
These dames.
Yeah, get a broad in here to figure it out for us. Let's see, I thought one of them was really good about
By the way, just real quick, Father and Son Construction is still around, for one.
And
Oh,
where are they
good.
located, Jesus?
Looks like,
Where are they out
they
of?
have
seem like they'd
something
be
here
out of
that-
Sterling Heights or something.
well, yeah, there's something here that's out of Rochester, or Troy address, Rochester Road. But they have a Facebook page and shit.
all right.
By the way, I just mentioned Sterling Heights, and I thought of the Golden Butthole. You guys,
The what?
Jesus knows what I'm talking about.
You don't know about this, Mike?
There's this,
I don't think I want to know what the golden butthole
this
is.
huge thing they built off M59 and Hall Road or some shit, where it's supposed to. They have a new town motto, I guess, like the archway to the golden era or some shit. I don't know. Maybe I can look it up.
Yeah.
It's something like that. And then they have this huge gold ring. Got to be 40 feet high. There you go. And people have termed it the golden butthole.
Sure.
Look at that thing. I mean, do we have to jump to the
Where
conclusion of
is this?
butthole?
Yeah,
It's
why-
just a circle. Why not a ring? Why
Yeah,
not?
the ring.
But people are just gonna.
Where did you say this is located?
This is in Sterling Heights.
Wow. I haven't seen that. They trying to like St. Louis themselves up or something? Trying to like
just some proud town pride
Yes.
kind of shit. I mean,
They hired
living as
hired
vacation.
consultants.
Right.
You know? They
Yeah,
hired
it's-
consultants, and they're
well,
like,
it's
"Hey, we're going-"
artistic. The golden butthole.
I wonder what they paid for that thing.
I know.
A lot.
So curious.
Too much.
Yeah, too
That's for
much.
sure.
Yeah. I want to go buy it now. How big is it? Is it huge?
I want to
Jay
say
said
like
he's-
40 feet high.
Yeah.
Yeah, we rolled by it the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like, oh, you haven't seen that yet? The golden butthole.
I was saying
If
that
I'm driving by, it's going to be really hard not to try to throw something through it from my car. You know what I
right.
mean?
Of course,
Dude, I could do it. I know I can.
Yeah.
I bet people at the other
Yeah,
side
that
of
thing's
that's
going to end up with a bunch of nick marks at the bottom where people fell short on their throw.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever it is.
Exactly. There's going to be a lot of wadded up shit.
At
Guys
the
just
base of it.
Tried to fire through. Barely made it. Yeah, I don't have a problem with this, by the way. This list, dude.
Fake news.
Fake news. So finally calling the trained woman to interpret, are these bad? To interpret women's attitudes and actions.
Well, you could look at it two ways, right? You could look at it, oh my God, I can't believe that. Or you could say, hey, that's a caring employer that wants to be able to serve women properly.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and if you think that's sexist, I mean, we know what actual sexist guides look like. And you know, a lot of people thought, and we've done this before. We read this a year or two ago. And it might be my favorite article ever.
Yeah, what is it, from Good Housekeeping or something?
No, people think it was a Housekeeping Monthly in 1955.
Housekeeping Monthly.
Housekeeping Monthly. And anybody, let's be honest, that's getting Housekeeping Monthly,
June Cleaver.
you're asking for it, aren't you? You know, and the things on this list, we howl at because, and I think there have been some women out there that have tried to take this challenge to do everything on the list
really?
for like a week and see how far they get. It's
Yeah.
like before you want to murder
Having
someone.
the slippers ready for your man when he walks in the front door.
Well, it's published, like I said, in Housekeeping Monthly in 1955 on how to be a good wife. Where'd the music go? E?
Sorry, I thought it was
Is that the magazine? No, that's Good Housekeeping.
Yeah, trying to find it.
Well, you're going to want to have dinner ready. Plan ahead, even the night before, to have a delicious meal ready on time for his return. This is a way of letting him know you've been thinking about him and are concerned about his needs. Most men are hungry when they come home, and the prospect of a good meal is part of the warm welcome needed. I would agree with that. Isn't that the best when you get home and there's just...
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, warm meal on the table? This guy's got it in 1955. Well, you're going to want to prepare yourself, ladies. Take 15 minutes to rest so you'll be refreshed when he arrives. Touch up your makeup. Put a ribbon in your hair.
Here's
A ribbon
not
in
the
your
cover
hair.
of it, but like there's like
Yeah, that's the article. That's the actual one. She's got a ribbon in her hair, yes. And be fresh looking. He has just been with a lot of work-weary people. Be a little gay. And a little more interesting for him.
Be a little gay.
Be a little gay. We need to bring gay back, don't we? Having a
Yeah.
gay old time.
Yeah.
Oh, how was it? Oh, dude, we
That's
had the gayest time ever. It's fucking awesome.
gay fucking weekend this weekend.
Dude, I had the gayest weekend ever. It was so much fun. Yeah, you want to be a little gay, a little more interesting for him. Clear away clutter. Make one last trip through the main part of the house just before your husband arrives. Gather up the school books, toys, and paper, and then run a dust cloth over the tables. Could you imagine if you just tape this on the fridge when you get home?
My
Jake?
God.
Just be like, new house rules, Gab, and just tape it to the fridge.
There is a level of control and submission that's baked into this list that's unbelievable.
Well, over the cooler months of the year, you should prepare and light a fire for him to unwind by. Your husband will feel he has reached a haven of rest and order, and it will give you a lift too. After all, catering for his comfort will provide you with immense personal satisfaction.
No packed pipe on the side table?
Well, yeah, I didn't say it was perfect, but yeah, that's a good one. There might be some piperage though.
Slippers, packed pipe.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna want to prepare the children. Take a few minutes to wash the children's hands and faces, comb their hair, and if necessary, change their shitty clothes. They are little treasures, and he would like to see them playing the part.
My God.
Yeah. Minimize all noise. At the time of his arrival, eliminate all noise of the washer, dryer, or vacuum. Try to encourage the children to be quiet as well.
Eliminate all noise. Well, he's been drinking all day, having his 3 martini lunches,
yeah,
so
he
you know
has.
he's right at that phase
head's
where
banging, right?
Yeah.
So listen to him, okay? You may have a dozen important things to tell him, but the moment of his arrival is not the time. Let him talk first. Remember, his topics of conversation are more important than yours.
that one's crazy.
Wow.
That one's spectacular. That might be my favorite one so far. Listen,
You might
his
have some
topics of
shitty
conversation
shit from around the
are way
house.
more important than your topics. Let's be honest.
Doesn't care what happened at the grocer that afternoon.
You and Elaine at the grocery.
He doesn't care what the butcher said today at the market. Let's see here. All right. Make the evening his. Never complain if he comes home late or goes out to dinner or other places of entertainment without you. Instead, try to understand his world of strain and pressure and his very real need to be at home and relax. Your goal. Right? We've got setting goals. Try to make sure your home is a place of peace, order, and tranquility where your husband can renew himself in body and spirit.
Is that where it's like a parenthetical is there's a blowjob in here, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to stroke his penis to completion at least once per evening.
Duh. Of course. No dur.
Would that
Of
go
course
in between there? 49A.
It's good. And ladies, make sure you read between the lines. Don't greet him with complaints and problems. No. Don't complain if he's... This is my favorite. Don't complain if he's late home for dinner or even if he stays out all night.
He won't be able to understand it anyway with his dick in your mouth. So
Stays out all night.
all night.
Especially back then.
Well, and she's going, but wait a minute. He gets to stay out all night? And listen, count this as minor compared to what he might have gone through the day.
Oh, dude, he's not gonna just
Dude, he
stay out
got-
all night drinking if he didn't need it, right? Like he's gonna.
Let's be honest. He started drinking at 8 a.m. in the first fucking meeting of the day. He was damn near hungover by 5. So, think about his day and his problems.
come on, woman.
He's got a screaming headache, ladies. Do your part.
Taking a nap in his office so you can make those food for him.
Don't forget, ladies, make him comfortable. have him lean back in a comfortable chair, or have him lie down in the bedroom, have a cool or warm drink ready for him.
Oh, here we go.
There's the blowjob
Yep,
setup.
there it
is.
Right
Yeah.
there. Arrange his pillow. Offer to take off his shoes. Speak in a low, soothing, and pleasant voice.
Take off his shoes.
Just telling you how to speak.
I don't even want
speak.
someone taking off my shoes for me. Like,
They're recommending a specs voice to talk to your fucking husband. Don't ask him questions about his actions or question his judgment or integrity. Remember, he is the master of the house, and as such will always exercise his will with fairness and truthfulness. You're goddamn right we will.
Exercises will.
fairness and truth.
That ends with, you have no right to question him.
Wow.
I agree with that. Look, that's our role as men, is to exercise our will with fairness and truthfulness. Do not question me, woman. Last, a good wife always knows her place.
And who's the man who wrote this? What's his
Dude,
name?
this can't. I bet this was written by a woman. That was an attitude back then, dude, where it's like, and I've seen that on old like talk shows, where some woman wants to get into the future, you know, like, well, I want to go to school and I want to be a pilot. And it's like 1960, and the crowd's howling with laughter, and then it's like, you need to respect your man and know your place. Your place is raising the children and preparing meals for him. But I don't want it. And then uproarious clapping from the audience. I'm like, boy, this is fucking awesome to watch.
Yeah, no, it's literally June Cleaver right there.
Yeah, it is.
She goes down that list every day.
Oh, I love it.
Hey, just real quick,
love it.
Jay, to go back, so you were right. I found this as you were already talking, but you were right about that. He with the drunk driving.
Yeah,
He had a high rate of speed. Yeah,
Okay.
lost control of his car, hit a truck, and according to a witness, he attempted to leave the scene. So then, after some court appealed, approved diversion program, charges were dismissed.
Beto skulking out of the scene.
Dude,
Don't grab my
that
arm,
is-
man. I'm out of here.
So wait, does it say he drove from the scene? I'm sorry, I was half listening.
Well, it says
drove
just
or
according to a
ran?
witness, he attempted to leave the scene. So
You're a moron if you attempt to leave the scene and
After
leave
he hit
your
a truck.
car there, right?
He has a
Like, if you
car,
can get
hit-
your car out of there,
Gotta
maybe.
be pretty drunk.
Unless it's like, I'm shit faced. I'm gonna walk away from here and act like what?
It's following the Ted Kennedy program of walking away from accident scenes.
Does that ever work? You leave the scene of an accident, right? You're wasted. You know, I got to get the fuck out of here. The cops are going to be here in minutes, and then I'm going to get a DUI for sure. If you leave and you just go, I think I was concussed. I don't know what happened.
you
I
wouldn't
woke
even say
up
that.
in my
But you,
bed.
you wouldn't even say that though.
Yeah,
I think
you would. Why wouldn't you?
I think you would say that someone took your car or something. I don't know. I don't know what you would say.
Yeah, if you're gonna lie about it, I'm with E.
No, guys. Because look, listen. The way this goes, you get into the accident and then you stumble away and you go home. You catch a cab, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Get the fuck.
You're there
out
the
of it.
whole time.
No, because now you're accusing someone of theft. Now some innocent,
Well, I care about
minority
that.
most likely gets accused of stealing your car, and now you've ruined his
And?
world. See, stop leaning on your privilege. E. Stop leaning on your privilege, both of you. Take it like a man. You do the responsible thing. You get the fuck out of there. You go to bed. You wake up in the morning.
You admit being there, but then you claim to be concussed.
That sounds like a
I don't know
terrible
what
plan.
happened. Officer, you tell me. I
Yeah.
was sober driving on the road.
Okay, well, let me just
Squirrel came out of nowhere. I hit a tree,
let me
and
just
then I
draw
woke up
some
in my
blood,
bed.
Mr. Walters, and we'll be right back.
Well, I didn't say I was stone sober, but I was in no way intoxicated. And right now, I would blow a .001.
Well, you could say that the injury, you woke up just not knowing where you were, and then you started drinking to cope with what just had happened, probably.
Perhaps I'd have to think that one out further. But, I think you don't go to your own home, though, because that's where they're going to come look for you as soon as they run your plates. Find you in bed all shit-faced.
Sounds like either way, you're going to have to make an insurance claim, Mike. Insurance, we all need it. Most of us don't know what kind of coverage we even have or who provides it. Well, let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasik from Wasik Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business. He offers all types of insurance coverage, auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasik at 734-455-1900.
Who could have seen this coming? I mean, I love it. Remember so I think we did it a few months ago about the Houston library that was having drag queens come in and read
Oh, I
to
thought there was a
children?
local one, honestly. I thought there was like...
Oh, there might be a local one, too. Yeah. Is that taken
Sterling
off?
Heights or some shit like that.
Yeah. Well,
Butthole of America.
Yeah. Yeah, the Houston Public Library promised kids and their parents an imaginative storytelling experience. And we know what this is about, right? This is just trying to familiarize.
Yep. Normalize.
Normalize, like
Mental illness.
girl in a
dudes
dress.
dressed as chicks and whatever. And so that was really the message under the guy. I don't know what were they even saying was the point, because you can't say that. Like, we want to make kids think that this is normal behavior. What else would it be? Just like it's
it was
imaginative.
just a fun, imaginative, creative look.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well,
If you want to make it about like, let's be aware of mental illness, I'm cool with that.
yeah, but you don't think like they should be reading Rainbow Fish to your class?
Definitely not Rainbow Fish.
Yeah. Marcus Pfister. Yeah, that guy's gonna. So one of the participating drag queens, Tatiana Malanina, also known as Al Garza.
Tatiana.
Oh yeah, he just
Al.
Garza. Yeah. Oh no, I am Tatiana Malanina.
Some guy, you mean Al?
Like, dude, that's fucking Al Garza, right? I went to.
I changed my oil last week.
Yeah, I've known Al Garza for decades, man.
Play left field on my softball team.
He was a fucking third
Call him
baseman.
Tatiana all you want, dude. He used to have definitely a huge dick on him. I saw him in the locker room.
No, you must be having me confused. I am Tatiana Malanina. Al, fuck off, dude.
I saw your hairy balls in the locker room, dude.
Cut it out, Al Garza.
Turns out those were girl balls.
Well, Al Garza is a 32-year-old child sex offender convicted of assaulting an 8-year-old boy in 2009.
And so he's one of the readers at one of these things.
Oh, yeah. He's one of the... No. Al Garza is the one that molested an 8-year-old boy.
Tatiana's the reader.
Tatiana Malanina.
I was confused.
Yeah.
I was.
You were. Well, it's not... Hey, your lack of wokeness, Jay, should not affect Tatiana's life. Don't convict Tatiana Malanina for what Al Garza did years ago in 2009. That's 10 years old when he was jacking off an 8-year-old boy.
Yeah, why did Beto end up apologizing for his past? Why didn't he just change his fucking name and move forward?
Yeah, he should. I don't know what he'd do. Should he drag up or could he trans up?
He's pretty
different
well
identified
for the day, at least while he's being questioned. During all my press conferences from now on when answering questions, I am not Beto. Okay? So yeah, he in our review of the process, this is from the library. In our review of our process and of this participant, we discovered that we failed to complete a background check as required by our own guidelines. Because that's how they sold it when people went, yeah, well, what about the fucking nut job that's fucking kids or whatever that just sneaks in here and dresses like a chick and then wants to just get close to kids? Well, we've got a very strict rule in our guidelines that all of them will have background checks done on them. Every one of them.
So they just didn't know to search Al Garza.
Yeah, Al Garza. They forgot to run his name. They ran Tatiana Malanina's name and nothing. Yeah, everything checked out. And so we deeply regret this oversight and the concern this may cause our customers. May or will or has definitely caused our customers. We realize this is a serious matter. The oversight was discovered by another group, because you knew as soon as these things kick up, there's going to be a more conservative group that's like, every one of their, I want to know every fucking Al Garza in the group, every one of them, and I want to run background on them. I want to know what they are, who they are, where they're coming from, because it ain't right what they're doing in there.
It wouldn't take much if you've got a guy's name to find out that he's on a sex offender list, right?
No.
The simplest of Bing searches would indicate that.
If they had done I think so. Now, it's easier for lawyers to get more and more information.
I think you can just go National Criminal Background right? Isn't there, aren't there sites that just...
There are.
Like you can look on your street. You could throw your street in and it'll tell you if people are...
Finding if people did stuff that's not necessarily sex-related, but shit you'd want to know about anyways, that doesn't get them on the registry.
Yeah.
I don't think that's as easy to get.
Correct.
But yeah, you could pull up your neighborhood.
Yes, the sex registry is absolutely accessible by the public.
Terrifying.
Indeed.
To see just how many fuckers are right around your house.
I'm with you.
Yeah, the little dots. But the problem is, fuck those people, because they threatened. I don't think they put me on there, and Deuced and Pete Kraplevich.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they threatened for
pissing in public.
Pissing in public.
Head
which
your
is
dicks
like,
out.
And it's like, dude, really? At 2:30 in the morning behind a dumpster, behind a bar in Ferndale?
Maybe there's an explanation for this that doesn't entail sex, right?
Maybe. Three guys
Look at this.
wasted, all pissing together behind a fucking dumpster at 2:30 in the morning.
You didn't pull up where living is a vacation, did you?
No, I pulled up my address.
Are you on there?
No, but someone there's something in my neighbor. I'm not going to share this. I don't know what, but
why then?
But this is I don't know.
Looks the part,
this is my
boy,
house.
Wow,
that guy's right there, man. Why don't you put my address in, EC?
I don't-
See what's
yeah,
wrong.
one
Does it
second.
say what he did? Did he blow a kid? Did he?
Yeah, let's see.
I want to know if he blew a kid or if he pissed behind a dumpster.
It says view details. Let me see if it says anything.
What's the site, is this? Is it just Michigan sexual
Public sex
offender?
offender
Yeah,
registry.
like it's through the state police.
Oh, Mervin. Oh, Mervin.
Trying to look exactly where he lives.
No, why don't you look at what he did? No one gives a shit how close to your fucking house
I
he lives.
do.
I know, but we're doing a show.
Description: criminal. I know. Criminal sexual conduct, assault with intent to commit sexual.
Penetration?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I can't
Where?
read that fucking word. Apparently.
Penetration.
Okay.
Criminal sexual conduct assault with intent to commit sexual penetration. Intent. And what did he do? Does it say what he did? He's got a lot of tattoos. Tattoos are not something you want if you're going to be on the registration. Do you have my address, right, E?
No, I can look it up though. I do.
Yeah, look it up. I'd like to see
hate
if there's
spelling
like
your
10
fucking-
people around here.
Yeah, I will.
So yeah, Al Garza is the reason we found ourselves there. Are you looking up your
God
neighborhood?
damn it! I've got 12 in a 2-mile radius.
Really? Do they look the part? I thought it was we're living as a vacation.
I know.
That sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Not where living lets you fuck kids.
Yeah.
I don't have. There's so many that they're not pulling up pictures readily, right? You've got
Oh
to
my
click on
God.
each one.
Oh my
But
God.
we've
Jim.
got full names.
You
and
gotta
we've
get out
got-
of there.
I know. They're
What are you
just
doing?
Dotting the community.
You know my address. Type it in. Let's see how many creeps are around here
Okay.
who got off because of their privilege, their wealth and privilege. Yeah. If they had done their job and due diligence, they might have said, "Wait, maybe it's not a good idea to have a sex offender who at 200 pounds, 5'11", assaulted an 8-year-old boy." The group also stated, "Any reasonable person would see that Drag Queen Story Hour is a train wreck waiting to happen. It's a program whose goal is to make children feel comfortable about LGBT behaviors." The library's Drag Queen Storytime page lists 4 dates last year for the program, which it states is appropriate for all ages. Yay.
Mike, you have one at this address, this very address.
Really?
You've got one within 2 miles.
Oh my God, is it us?
So right here versus here. No, you're fine, dude.
I thought
That's
you were saying
a
it was my
long
name. I was like, fuck.
That's a long walk.
Is it? Does it say who it is? Can you click on it? Be like, oh, I know that
Yeah,
guy.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
See what
And
those
shit.
details are.
How you doing this shit?
Criminal
Ah,
sexual
shit, man.
conduct.
I didn't touch that motherfucker.
Criminal sexual conduct.
Motherfucker fucked me. I ain't fuck him.
4th degree.
Jesus Christ. If I'd have fucked that kid, fine, my problem. But that kid fucked me. You understand?
Oh, Kyle. Oh, Kyle.
Oh, God.
Does it say what?
No, I'm off the
Man,
side.
why don't you mind your own goddamn business? You don't need to know what Kyle's up to and shit. I did my time. I did the crime. I did the time.
I'm astounded by how many I have within a 2-mile
Yeah,
radius.
you got the
of me.
most. By
Yeah,
far.
you're in like
in
Rape Village, dude.
My God, man.
Does anyone have as many like child touchers as Jay does in his woods? Wow. You got to move, man.
Roland. Oh, Roland.
What did Roland do? Roland, put it away, okay? Put it away, Roland.
Let's view details here. Let's see.
I want to know what all 12 did, Jay.
Oh, Roland.
Roland, what were you thinking?
Criminal sexual conduct. Yeah, not a ton of details.
You know
here.
what? Can they give us more than criminal sexual conduct?
Yeah, it's like no shit. You're on the
Yeah.
public sex offender registry.
The criminal sexual conduct can mean pissing behind a bar at 2 a.m.
All I know-
I need more than that. Is he going, look at my dick, look at my dick, look at my dick and balls? Every time a child walks up to his
Oh
window?
shit! There's multiple offenders at one address. It just says multiple offenders.
You've got a rape house?
I'll be goddamned. Where is this?
Well, is this one of those apple doesn't fall far from the tree situations? Or,
No. Oh, Dale.
oh, Dale. What did Dale do?
View details.
Child criminal sexual.
Criminal sexual conduct. Multiple variables. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, multiple variables.
You know, it was back in 2000. Things were crazy.
Yeah, we're getting a little nutty back then.
Dude,
Dude, I had fucking family across the street back then that had like 3 kids under 5.
What do
was
you
I
want me
supposed
to do?
The fuck am I supposed to do? It's as much their fault as mine.
Out there parading through the sprinklers and
Yeah,
shit,
and they're
wearing
fuck-
bikinis.
Bikinis, 3-year-old, hot, frilly little bikini, prancing around that cool clown sprinkler head they got that makes the water go all crazy.
Oh, Francis. What did Francis do?
Just sat there in the window, Jackson off, going, "Oh yeah, I'll be your fucking slip and slide."
Oh shit! Criminal sexual conduct, first degree, person under 13. Yeah, Francis.
Oh, Frank, what do you got? E?
I was just saying, I literally run by my person's house regularly.
Poop in his yard.
No, but it's
Look, he tried to have penetrative sex, but he didn't. Doesn't sound like he was successful.
That's funny, man.
Cut the guy a little slack.
Sorry,
man.
apologize.
So the Houston Library said this is appropriate for all ages, and their statement said, join the Houston Public Library and local drag queens for imaginative storytelling experience. Picture books and songs shared by vibrant performers will excite and instill a love for reading for the whole family. The library said that one participant who read it to September 29th drag queen story time has a criminal background that should have prevented him from participating in the program. We assure you this participant will not be involved in future programs. No participant is ever alone with the kids, though. Well, they gain the trust. No, it's working their angle. It's what Al Garzas of the world do. The Al Garzas, they get in there.
That's how they get on these lists.
Yeah, they just get in there. It's like, yeah, well, he's there one time. What's he going to do? Grab a kid and pull its pants down in front of the class? No. But he's gonna go, oh, look, hey, bud, you look like you want to go maybe this weekend I could come by and we could do some extra reading. Really get your learn on.
God, these guys love the
what do you
lake
got?
area, don't
Nobody's even listening to me in this room anymore. They're absolutely fucking. E is worried about this one turd who lives 2 blocks from, and Jay is fascinated
As
by
I should be.
by all the creeps in his
got
neighborhood.
a dozen within a fucking 2-mile radius. Trying to memorize these faces so I can take them down to Chinatown.
What do
I
you
ever
do
run
if you
into 'em.
see Marvin?
Oh,
mine, it's
Ramona. Ramona.
Ramona was probably lending her kid out to someone.
Lynn. Oh,
Is
Lynn.
like Lynn Swan or
No, there's a couple chicks
is there like
on
a
there.
is that a guy Lynn or
No, there's 2 chicks.
Do they look attractive from their mugshot?
My guess is they're smoking hot. Usually when we see these, they have all their teeth intact and they're smoking hot.
Some 10s.
Linda, what did you do? What were you thinking? 13 through 15.
13 through 15.
She might be a former teacher.
Yeah, she was a teacher. Okay, all right. I like the way Lynn operates. Hey, let's take a quick time out. You see the golfer too that ignored his caddy's advice.
Yeah, the caddy
Oh,
was pretty clear on what should have been done.
Yeah, I love the look on the caddy's face. Like, all right, man, you do you.
Yeah, okay.
Do
Go
you,
for
dog.
it.
We'll get to that and more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
Yes. Here are Mike and Jay. Welcome back to the show. And did you find any more pervs, Jay?
It is
taking a break there.
It's really astounding.
Yeah.
My God.
I want to know what they did, though. I need to know, like, the level, because that matters.
Oh, it definitely matters.
It matters a lot.
I don't know that it does, gentlemen.
Yes, it does.
You're on the goddamn sex registry.
I was
guess
almost on there.
Well, that's
Well,
the peeing,
you know what?
the peeing outside.
Better
is the,
be safe than sorry.
the peeing on the outside thing is the only one to me that it does matter. But everything else, I mean,
What if you
did
think
something.
she's 18, E, and she turns out she's 13?
I don't think that you end. I think that those
Huh?
things get sorted out on some level. I don't think that you end up.
I mean, you bang a chick that turns out to be 13, but the whole time you honestly, it's
If
your
this is
conscience,
not,
son.
if you're being
You thought she was
serious and
legal.
this is an actual situation where like she has an ID or I don't know, you met her at a bar and you
She
thought,
doesn't have ID. She said she left it at home. Turns out she didn't have an ID because she's only 13.
I don't know, dude.
She
I
had
think
a school ID, a middle school ID.
Yeah, that's all
Right,
she had
it's-
on her. It's like, wow, you're aging wonderfully. You look the same, almost the same. So obviously, we got to make concessions for those guys who were very well intentioned and got caught.
I
up
don't know
in a
about
little-
well intentioned, but maybe not as bad
I'm
as
kidding.
a rape.
I hope the listeners know how much I'm kidding, even though
know.
E doesn't.
I do.
Before the break, I mentioned the golfer.
Yes.
And,
What's his name again?
his name is Jon Rahm, R-A-H-M.
I'd never heard of him before this.
No. He was leading in this tournament, though. I mean, he was on the 11th hole, I don't know, day on Saturday. So it was it was the final round of the Players' Championship in Sawgrass in Florida. And you could be leading, but then you plop one in the drink. It's all over. However, in his defense, I will say, Jay, we've both been on the golf course a time or two. That tin cup moment that we all have, it's hard to pass it up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where you're like, I can make that. And there's no chance you're going to make it. It's going to take the best shot, not of the day,
Of your life.
but and if not of your life, it's going to have to be a shot that you will not routinely make. But it's like, I can carry 210, man. I can carry the pond to 210, maybe even sniff that green out. 50 yards later, it's fucking 1-2 skipping into the water, but.
Yeah, well, this guy's caddy counseled against said tin cup moment, but
Apparently
he went
he's-
for it anyway.
Apparently, he's a decent caddy, too. Well respected. He's 220 away. And I saw this shot. This is on maybe the PGA network, part of NBC or something. And so it's televised, but the videos we're seeing are all like people recording their screen, I think, right? E?
Yeah, that's what we have.
Probably
Yeah.
what this is, yeah.
Because I don't think the video is readily available from them. But, when you look at the shot, it's like you got that tree blocking it. So you're talking about a nice hook shot in.
This is where I want to see the glow ball. I want to see the tracking device.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those where you get it, okay, it's up in the air, and they showed up in the air, and you don't have any context to understand, okay, where's this? Oh, it's going in the water, plopped in the water.
Yeah. And, well, you could see it, and he doesn't like it right away, but his caddy's like, dude, just throw it over here. We'll lay up. We're 100 yards out. Stay in contention. No big deal. Up and down. Par. Get out the fuck out of here. It's one of those where you're in the middle of a sand trap, and it's kind of sitting up, and it's like, oh, I can fucking smack this bastard. I'm going to place this real nice. It's going to be that perfect in your dreams hook shot. Nah. Go ahead, E. Hit play there and try to hear them discussing. It'll sound better in sound.
I see it. I'm going to get you to the flat over here. You're going to have a flat lie. You have 100. The problem is, I'm not confident in hitting that shot. It's not a good lie. And if you hit it too far down there, you have a very tough aim. Okay.
Okay. It's like, okay. Shakes his head, gives the grimace.
Just going, you fucking moron. Taking money out of my pocket now, asshole.
Yeah, look at that, dude.
There's no shot here. You go to the right and you just lob it up there 50 yards later. No big deal.
Okay.
No time to be a hero, Kevin Costner.
What's it called when you go right to left? A draw?
It's a draw.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he's just going to draw it around that tree. Or hit it straight.
Or do that.
And he
Oh, I
hit it
got
pretty
this.
straight. And
This is going to go right in the water.
cheer.
I was so fucking sure the first time. And now the caddy's in that weird position of not saying a word, man. There you go. Yep, we're good.
No, he
Yep.
shook his head. He didn't like it
Yeah,
at
we're
any
good.
point. Rahm went
Do
against
you think he's
him there.
going,
He
told you
didn't
so,
like his
fuckface?
lie.
Told you so.
Always a layup.
No, nice try.
Women's
Nice
won't
try.
so hard.
So what?
Didn't need that new car.
PGA is pissed the F-bomb got dropped on national TV. Is that the problem here?
Is that even a problem anymore, really?
It was so fleeting, too. It was just...
There are other people
I'm honestly
talking.
surprised people noticed it.
Dude, they're athletes. It's not their job to censor themselves from these cameras, man.
It's changed so much. It's like, dude, we have hot mic'd all these guys, wired the courses, the football field. You want cameras in these guys' faces at all times. Well, you know what? Emotional shit happens in the moment. You know what I do when I do that?
Oh my God.
Fuck! Motherfucker! Snap a club, whip two of them into a tree.
I'm never coughing again!
Fuck this game! Fuck this game! I don't know why I come out here. I fucking hate this game. This game is fucked. It's bullshit. Fuck it, I'm out. No, fuck you, Jay. I'm going.
Double
I don't
fingers.
care if we're on hole 3 and we paid $50. Fuck this game. It sucks.
I'll be at the bar.
I'll see you at the 19th hole. They always call the bar at the.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll see you at the. See you at the 19th hole. I'll see you at hole-in-ones after the fucking round.
So this guy's reaction was actually pretty professional.
His reaction was very, very sound. I almost like don't want to root for him. It's like this guy doesn't even have any heart, any gut. This guy had no
Barely cares.
He didn't snap a single fucking club. Didn't snap a single fucking club, and he barely muttered, "I fucking knew it the first time."
Yeah, and that caddy, you're exactly right. That's money out of his pocket. He doesn't care either. That reaction, come on.
He knows.
You should be going, what the fuck, dude? I told you. I told you.
Can you imagine if you and I were like, are you the pro or am I the pro?
I'm
Which
the
one's the
caddy.
pro? You're the caddy. Say, I'm the pro, and you're my caddy. There's no way.
Well, your backswing would have been met with good luck, motherfucker.
Be like, and then it would have been like, as we're chasing each other around the course.
You asshole, that's money out of my pocket.
Fuck you, dude. You coughed in my backswing. You always do that when I don't do what you want me to do. How many times am I going to tell you? Don't go, good luck, motherfucker, in my backswing. Fuck you. That's just as much on you. Give me another ball, Jay. Give me. I don't
Drop
care if it's
another
illegal.
fucking ball.
I don't care if it's illegal. Give me another
You're
fucking
right,
ball.
Mike. The story here is their lack of desire.
Yeah,
these
these guys don't want
individuals. Like, come on. Talking about privilege.
I love it because that's a caddy who's been put in his place. Go back to the caddy's reaction when he's like, "All right, man."
All right.
And you hear.
No, he knows his place. He's
You
hey,
hear some-
take my orders.
You sort of hear like a. Which is
Slams
him
his
slamming
little
his little tiny booklet where he goes, "Oh, you got a 3."
He's taking copious notes during the prior practice rounds, right? He knows
Yeah.
the distances. He knows exactly how you should play this.
Yeah, you would be like, "Mother, I fucking walked this course at 6:30 this morning. You don't think I know every fucking inch of this?"
Yeah.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead, hot shot. Let's see it, Mike. Let's see what you got. Good luck, motherfucker. That's what the cameras would pick up. And then I take the shot and be, "It's because you have no fucking faith in me and you never did, Jay. Fuck you. I can feel it. When you have a shit attitude, I fucking feel it."
I'm ripping my smock off, challenging
would
you
be
to a
thrown.
bare
I
knuckle.
was going to say a bare knuckle, possibly.
And then when I snap a club and throw it in the water, you'd be like, "Oh, yeah?" And you take a bigger club and snap it and throw it in the water. Two can play that game.
Good luck teeing off, asshole.
That would
I
be,
guess you don't need a fucking wedge anymore. Guess you don't need a driver either.
dude, that would be awesome in real life for a caddy golfer to go at it. To
Well,
have,
it is kind of Happy Gilmore-esque,
Yeah.
you know, in a way. But Happy Gilmore is way more like the golf I play with friends.
He's volatile.
Yeah. So let's see again. I just want the caddy
Right,
and the
that's-
facial expression
Yeah.
too is like,
oh yeah,
dumb
Says it all.
motherfucker. Oh,
Says
yeah.
it all.
Bro,
bro.
we're on the same page.
Gets his little notebook
And then I'm
out.
going, "Jay, I got it, man. But dude, I got this shit." All right.
Okay.
Look at his face.
The tongue in the side of the mouth. Like, yeah, okay. Nope.
That moment right there, he goes, "Oh, God damn it. The wife and I thought we were getting a pool this
I know.
summer."
Yep.
Well, guess that's out. As we drop 30 grand in fucking winnings,
Like
prize winnings.
You dumb fuck. You're actually leading one. Finally, John. Finally.
Finally,
Been
John
walking
without an
around with
H.
you for a goddamn full season. You're finally winning one.
You know, I was going to let this go, John, but the fact that you have a fucking name, John, without an H in it is bullshit. And to make matters worse, your last name is Rahm with an H in
Yeah,
it.
he put the H.
Fuck
He moved
you.
the H.
It's bullshit. You don't just get to go moving H's around in names. And now I don't get a pool, Jon Rahm.
Should be Jon
Fuck
Rahm
you.
with an H on a J and RAM.
That's right. That'd solve everything.
I agree. Be a better golfer, and there'd be a lot less tension between him and that caddy. That's for sure.
Hey, speaking of sports, you could stop on by your local Hamlin pub to watch your favorite team on one of their numerous TVs and enjoy sports specials like the $7 medium hand-tossed pizzas, boneless wings, or the Nacho Supreme. Of course, these specials are good at all 5 Hamlin pubs locations, those being Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and the 2 in Shelby Township.
You sent me this video believe 2 days ago, Jay, over the weekend maybe. And, you know, we had a full slate with Jay Adams yesterday, so we didn't get to any of our stories. But I really wanted to see this video of, I guess, a wedding serenade is going on and a best man loses it and faints.
Yeah, I forgot about this one.
Like face plants.
Yeah.
I've got some questions about this. So these are, you know, guests at a wedding, nuptials going on in Snohomish, Washington, and everyone's like, "Oh my God!" freaks out because this guy just like plants it. I could see the groom face planting. You know, like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm actually going to marry this fucking bitch."
Well, if I remember
Boom.
correctly, the groom is actually in the shade in this one, and everybody else is standing in the sun. So maybe the heat got to him.
You think this is exhaustion? Why don't guys take a knee? Why do they always got to be heroes? Like, I can weather this.
Yeah.
Let's take a fucking knee, man. Take a knee. I need 5, man. I'm
The best man,
here.
dude. He's got the least I can do is stand through his nuptials. That's what he's thinking.
He's the best man who turned into the worst man
Yeah.
by pulling this
Lost
these
his front
shenanigans.
teeth on this, man. That man.
Let me
He
see.
face plants. He face plants.
Does he? I hear you hear a thud. So some bitch is singing here, of course, making it about her.
Yeah, of course. It's the candle lighting ceremony or some part of it.
Linda, you've got to sing at my wedding.
So
Oh,
what's-
don't think I won't.
See, it's got to be hot as fuck because they have their jackets off, the groomsmen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
there's,
when you know it's.
there's been
you're
a
right.
move where they're like, guys, take off your coats.
Right, it's okay. Right. Okay, ready?
He's trying. He's hanging in there.
He's hanging
trying.
on barely.
He's trying. Just stand. All I need to do is stand.
Oh, dry mouth.
Oh my God, this song. And
That's not funny at all. That's just
Water?
Water.
Water?
Yeah, water. Dentist? Can we get a dentist?
yeah, and
more than water.
endodontist, more than dentist, an endodontist,
Look at all these people.
an oral surgeon, please,
Yes. Anyone an oral surgeon here?
a maxillofacial expert.
How mad do you think the bride is?
I know, right?
Son of a bitch!
Fuck. I knew my gorgeous
Fucked up
wedding.
our
Nobody is gonna remember.
Dude, did he piss himself?
Yeah,
did he
looks
piss
like
himself?
He did. Oh no.
Wow, his bowels released.
Did he
Look at
shit
these
his
other
bladder?
These other people just
Nana.
doing nothing. What would you do? Like, you know what I mean? If you're in that
Not
moment.
piss yourself.
No, not him. I mean, like if these other people at the wedding.
That really does kind of ruin the wedding, doesn't it?
Look at the tie goes over his head.
Let's look at groom and let's look at groom and bride to be, because he quickly jumps to his friend's aid where she just goes, "Oh shit." She doesn't move to like help.
Are you talking about the bride? You said.
Yeah, the bride and
What he-
groom.
Okay.
She's thinking what he said.
Right.
Just ruined.
Well, everyone's gonna. This is what her remember.
She's thinking, "This is so stunning. These pictures are going viral. They really are. I've wanted to go viral for a long time." And it's like, "Oh, Bill went viral for ruining my wedding."
Come on, Bill.
Oh,
Bend
he
your
got-
knees. Bend your knees, buddy.
Take
you
a
can
knee.
do it.
Take a knee.
Oh.
She does go to the hand.
She's
the mouth.
horrified for herself.
Yes.
Yeah, you're
My
right.
wedding
She
is
moved.
ruined.
It's
My
ruined.
wedding is ruined.
She still hasn't moved to
No.
help. She's like, "Oh my God, get back up here, Steve."
She hasn't done shit.
He literally released his bladder. What a mess. It ruins the wedding. It does.
Does it? Or does it make your
Look
wedding
at, she hasn't
awesome?
moved 1 second or one.
Let's hold on, E.
Okay.
Weddings are ruined just by nature. Like by the nature of what they are, it is a shit experience for 99.9% of people that are there. It is about her, and that is it. I am willing to sacrifice her happiness in this instance for this. This made the wedding worth discussing.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That is a conversation starter anywhere you are.
I mean, we're talking about her stupid wedding right now.
We have some real diverse wear there, don't we?
Dude,
Got a guy in a cowboy hat, got a guy in jeans,
Jeans.
got people in tuxes.
Yeah,
this
it
guy's
is
untucked as a motherfucker.
Runs the
right.
gamut.
black.
Did you see Nana?
Black jeans with a black untucked shirt. That just seems very.
Where's the? Oh, that guy right there. Yeah, okay.
like those
yeah.
aren't even blue. I don't know. There's something like
Yeah,
these don't
yeah.
seem as bad to me.
Both
as-
bad, E, for a wedding. Both
Yeah,
bad.
I agree, but
There's Nana too that walked by in like a gray grimace smock with like a golf.
Yeah, let it run. Ian. I
Oh,
need
you
to see
keep
One of
going
those,
here.
you know those plastic like visors, like those really stiff plastic.
No, she
woman
didn't have one of those.
She had one of those. on.
Really?
past this or was it
And
already?
shut up, E. It's coming up as they walk away when
So
he
he
see he
stands
pissed
up.
himself.
Yeah, look at it. He pissed himself. For sure pissed himself.
See, here comes the
Looks like a
Nana.
4-leaf clover.
Yeah, there's Nana with a visor. What
Why
the
is she
hell
carrying a
that?
pitcher of milk?
Yeah, she's got a. You're
Why
right.
does Nana have a pitcher
No,
of
it's
milk?
ice, I think. Pitcher of ice.
Oh, okay.
We'll give her ice.
Are they getting back to the wedding
You
up
gotta
here?
finish it up, man. You gotta tie it up.
Gotta wrap this up. Hold on, stop. Get the ring. Get the ring from him before you go to hit the endodontist or whatever.
That
the oral
blows.
surgeon. Yeah.
Just picture a 2x4, and you have it standing on end, and then you just let it fall. That's what that guy was.
Yeah,
Gravity
he
took
went
over.
down, and how does this guy pull this off with no shame? Jeans and a fucking he's not even blazered up.
No, it's
You know
not
what I mean?
even
Like,
trying.
If he blazered up proper, I mean, why not just go cut off jean shorts, pal? I mean, if you're just gonna go blue jeans and a brown belt, back it up. I want to make sure his fucking shoes are brown. They better fucking match that belt.
No, they're black.
For fuck's sakes. Do you believe?
What kind of event is this?
What is this? What the hell is going on in Snohomish, Washington? Dude, he's wearing black shoes and a tan brown belt with blue jeans and a pink tucked in shirt.
Just wow.
Just wow is right. I want to know who he is. He's really the bigger story here.
There's a lot of stories in this wedding.
Yeah. Yeah, is that where the video
Eclectic
ends?
group.
I was going to say it's beautiful. I mean, their
I can see
site
where-
appears
no, I-
beautiful.
setting, yeah.
I don't know how it ends. I can see here.
Do you think as they finish up, because they've obviously got to finish up, you may kiss the bride, all that shit, and before she starts beating on her now husband for letting his boy ruin her day, it's going to be the husband's fault partially
Sure.
too. You know what a weak pussy Bill was. You've got him at,
In the
is your
key
best
position?
man in the key
Really?
position.
My God.
Do you think when they went, okay, where were we? We left off at Psalm 132 or whatever.
And that girl finished that song.
And do you think she would go, can someone clean up the blood on the ground right here? The photographers are here. Can we just get a napkin to wipe that up?
That's unfortunate.
For who?
Everyone involved.
No.
Except, for,
no,
the,
I would
except
agree.
for the endodontist.
Well, I would say not unfortunate for the people that are there, because if you're just kind of there, it's like, oh shit, hell yeah.
Hold on. One more thing. Do you mind if I check one more thing in
Sure,
this video?
go ahead.
Because they say that the music stops as onlookers rush in. I want to know if this is live music.
It is. It's the woman standing right next to him who's singing.
That's
Aw-
what we're
in
considering
awful
music?
fashion.
An
Look,
acapella version?
She has the microphone. They blur her face because it's an embarrassingly bad rendition of whatever.
Well, she's too emotional to get through it. That's why they're blurring
On the
her face,
Wings
right?
of Love or whatever she's singing.
Yeah.
On the Wings of Love. Na, 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 na,
I'm always interested when it's like, oh, the tragic gunfire goes off and a band's playing. Like, which member of the band is the last to pick up? Do you hear that errant like guitar riff? The guy's just too into it. Everyone else is
One more
clearly
drum
stopped.
fill, something.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's hear the song. I want to hear more of the song.
You, I get to love.
A little throaty. Look at her. Oh my God!
Water.
Pianist is still playing, man. Back it up. Listen to how long the pianist is like, I'm still here as a pro. But keep this going.
I get to love you. I get to love.
Oh my god.
Another key. Dude.
Water.
Yeah.
Look at that one chick in the green.
Yeah, the titties on that chick.
Hold on. Wait, you guys saw great titties? Don't back. I don't need to see him face plant again, but just let me see the titties.
Look at the sweat on that guy's back. Hold on.
Okay, shit. Here. Well, here's
Okay, he's down.
she's
They're
coming in from the
attending.
right. Green dress.
Water.
Green dress, big titties.
Not attractive, but
Oh, yeah.
Now look at the sweat on this guy's back. Pink shirt.
Yeah. He's got some problems.
It's a
going
hot
there.
day, gentlemen.
Oh,
It's a
for
hot
sure.
day.
I give him this. He's getting a great tuck, though. That shirt is staying put. We are not seeing any ass crack or anything. Back it up.
That might be a
Look at-
onesie. He might have that. He might have that buttoned underneath his
Do you
crotch.
think he's got it? But he might have a snap at his balls. Look at that thing. That thing
is
ain't
a
moved
tuck.
an inch. That is a,
those pants are pretty tight too.
I mean, that is
Is he
a
wearing a
tuck.
G-string?
That's a tight ass shot.
He's got one of those cut so you can see both his butt cheeks.
Right, he's got a tight ass there.
That guy might be wearing a onesie.
He's
dress
wearing a
shirt.
onesie. He knows if at any point his wife knows, Jim, just wear the onesie I got you last Christmas. I'm not wearing the onesie, Lindsay. You just wear it. You know at some point you're going to bend over it. I don't want to see 3 inches of your ass crack, your hairy ass crack, Jim.
But look at these other dudes' asses, and then his dude is fucking
Pops,
tight.
pops, doesn't he?
Is this motherfucker beltless?
Well, he has suspenders though. So
I don't
unless
know
you want to
about-
go belt and suspender approach,
Does this guy though? I don't think this guy does.
Well, the groomsmen should have.
This guy has suspenders.
Well, that guy's suspended up proper.
They should
this
all be
guy,
wearing the same thing.
Is this a suspender you're saying, Jay?
Yeah,
there?
I might have fallen down in the
melee.
in the moment, right?
I mean, have you ever seen a tuck that taut?
Is there anything
That
this
is the
chick
tautest tuck you'll ever see in a shirt.
Is there anything this chick is doing to help?
No. In the way Susan. We all know in the way Susan.
Did this guy bail out the singer? If we're being honest,
Yeah,
we only heard a
probably.
few notes of it, but that sounded very throaty. She sounded like she was incredibly.
Do you want to hear
emotional.
more of it from the beginning
Well,
of it, or
Yes, please.
Is
'Cause
it
we can- I've
possible?
started
Hold
it.
on, E. Jesus. Yeah, start at the beginning. Stop interrupting. When he's... Do you think there's any chance, Jay, that this guy did this on purpose because he's got a crush on that chick and
trying to
wanted
bail her out.
and trying to bail her out because it was so bad? Now, E, you can
That
start
was
at
my
the beginning.
suggestion. Let's hear it from the beginning. And
When it's too heavy.
yes, there's a chance of this.
He's going, oh, shit.
Yeah, I got to do
She's-
something.
She's the love of my life, man.
She's failing
She's
hard.
failing.
I got to stop this.
This is on video, man. What am I going to do? Shit.
I
love you,
I know.
sweetheart.
I know what I'll do.
I know what I'll do. I love you.
oh my god!
Damn it.
Did it work? Was no one focused on that shit rendition Linda was singing? Oh, God, that hurt a lot. Did that for you, my love. Oh, my God. Okay, we spent entirely way too much time on that video. I think it was worth it.
So I'll have to break down.
There was. There's still an enormous amount that could be broken down in that video, but we'll pass.
Hey, we have some email, Mike.
Oh, good.
Before we get to email,
Oh, for the love of fuck.
Tom posts in. Hello, guys from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Puerto Riqueño. Cockfighting will be illegal in Puerto Rico in December of 2019. Oh, no. So we're in the final months of illegal cockfighting in
Really?
Puerto Rico.
Isn't cockfighting mostly an underground sport anyways?
Not there, apparently, where it's legal.
Yeah.
It's big business there, generating $100 million in revenue annually. Holy shit.
What?
Wow.
They tape plastic spurs at these poor proops'
Yeah,
feet.
I don't
They
like
aren't
that.
always mortally wounded, though.
Yeah,
But
they
it's-
usually
It's
are.
pretty ugly.
It stinks.
Not sure whether or not they make soup out of the losers, but that does sound good. Sounds good, doesn't it, E?
Chicken
sure,
soup
yeah,
is good.
chicken
I do
soup.
like chicken soup.
Chicken soup.
Yeah, or cock soup.
Or
Cock soup's even better.
rooster soup.
Dude, is rooster soup any good? They look
don't
like
know.
chickens. They probably taste like chickens. I don't like that sport, dude, because they tie.
Oh, it's
they like
brutal. It's awful.
they tape swords onto their
Yeah.
fucking ankles
Fight
and
to
let
the
them
death. And
let them just hack each other up.
same
It's
with dog
bullshit.
fighting and bull fighting. It's just crap.
Yeah, people fighting's the only one I care to see. Like, you want to beat each other up, fine.
On to email. If you'd like to write in the show, send us your thoughts to email at DetroitCast.com. If you'd like to post in, as Tom just did, send it to P.O. Box 250268, Franklin, Michigan, 48025. John writes in, hey, remember that guy Andrew who got hit in the head with the bowling ball?
Oh, yeah, we talked to him.
John provided us a link. I think this just happened today. Dude was the assailant was sentenced, or at least came to an agreement with the judge that he would go to 1 year jail for that. 1 year in
Really?
jail and probation.
What do you think?
I think that's light, man. Do you remember how? Do you have that, E?
Yeah.
Pull that up.
Yeah.
Remember how vicious that was?
It was.
Dude,
He could have killed him.
Yeah.
And then he would have been doing life. Or,
But that's what I'm
30
saying.
years.
Like, don't you deserve more than a year?
Years, pretty good amount of time, man. And it's violent. So,
Here goes Andrew.
yeah.
Andrew's not having any of it.
He's like, fuck you guys.
He's like, I don't give a shit. It's me against the world, man. Oh, got clocked.
Yep.
Clocked from
He's
the
hanging in there.
side.
His
He's
ass is
definitely
hanging out.
hanging in there.
Look at his ass.
Oh my God.
Look at his ass. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, here we go.
Like, dude, what is this?
Here goes
Is that the guy, the
stool.
chair guy?
No. Watch this.
It's a different guy with a bowling ball.
No, same guy. Here it goes. Blue bowling ball.
Oh
Bam,
my
dude.
God, dude.
God.
Yeah.
Can't believe Andrew wasn't hurt more.
So,
We had him. I think he said he had like pretty not that big of injuries,
Stitches.
right? Just
No.
like
Yeah.
7 staples or
do
something.
you remember Andrew wanted? They were having an event to raise money for his medical bills.
Yes.
And we're like, oh, cool, man. You got a lot of medical bills. He's like, nah, insurance cover that, but I got that
Cable
house
and-
payment and phone and
Andrew,
stuff.
you
It was
can't
like,
just raise money for
Drew,
yourself.
You can't just raise money for your bills.
I mean, I guess you can.
well, he was trying.
I know.
He was
Yeah.
funny as shit too, man.
Andrew
Boy.
Rosenmeyer, and a pretty good bassist, if I recall.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Pulled up his band.
Yeah, we were just gonna blast his band when they sucked balls because it looked like they were gonna suck, and then
did.
they were actually really fucking decent.
Yeah.
Wonder what-
Roseville Bowling Alley employee last October. God, that was October? Shit.
Wow. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Like, the guy threw, it was the same guy that threw the chair.
Yeah.
So he had time to back off and cool down. Yeah, the bowling ball a year, that's
I would like more than a year for that.
really.
But
So I think a year's probably fair, you know. Had the injuries been worse, I wonder if that would have, if the judge, you know, if he would have been in the hospital for a month, the judge probably would have hit him with more, right?
sure.
But he just lucked out in that he didn't.
Honestly, dude is lucky. You're exactly right. He's lucky he didn't kill Andrew.
Oh, yeah. Did he crack his skull? Did he say he cracked his skull or something?
I remember a few staples. Honestly, it
Yeah.
wasn't that big a deal. The dude has a rock head.
He's a cement head, Andrew was, but
Give him a lot of credit. He fought pretty hard there, given
he
the
did.
circumstances.
with his butt hanging out. And I mean like 3/4 of it. I mean, have you ever seen that much ass showing and the pants stayed up?
And that would be distracting knowing you're on closed circuit TV. You've
Oh,
worked there a
absolutely.
long time. You know the camera's there.
Drew's shameless, dude.
You don't
He
want to
didn't
show
care.
your butt crack. I don't care who you are. I don't care how shameless you are. You don't want your butt crack out
In
there
that
like
moment, though, he had bigger fish to fry. I'm shocked they just didn't come all the way down. And then
Yeah.
you see a flopping dong and a full ass crack.
Wasn't it his birthday too, if I remember
Yes,
correctly?
it
God
was.
damn.
Yeah, it was his birthday. And he knew those guys were going to be shit all night, too. Remember, weren't they drinking?
Yep.
Snuck in drinks themselves or
Yes.
something like that.
Oh, mess.
We will save the rest for tomorrow.
All right. Well, let's get out of here then. Boy, we should catch up with Andrew at some point. At least check in on his band. They've got to be signed by now, right?
I would think.
Yeah, they were fucking on their way. All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out and checking the show out today. We'll do it again tomorrow. Hopefully you'll join us then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.